As the plane touched down in Kathmandu, I could feel my heart race with anticipation. The vibrant sights and sounds of the city enveloped me like a warm embrace. The air was thick with the aromatic mix of spices, incense wafting delicately alongside the robust scent of diesel fumes. It was a symphony of life that reminded me I was indeed far from home, and I took a deep, invigorating breath, savoring the unique bouquet that signified the start of my journey. This adventure had only just begun. Stepping into the chaotic embrace of Tribhuvan International Airport was like stepping through a portal into a completely different universe. The bustling terminal radiated energy, filled with a whirlwind of colors, languages, and a cacophony of sounds that danced through the air. As I navigated through the throngs of travelers, I was immediately struck by the vibrant tapestry of humanity around me. Laughter, shouts, and the rhythmic clang of a distant bell created a harmonious backdrop as voices in Nepali, English, and a scattering of other languages merged into a melodious chorus. With excitement bubbling within me, I was drawn toward the exit, eager to embrace the city outside. There, an array of taxi drivers awaited, their faces a collage of determination and hope, all vying for the chance to help weary travelers like me. My gaze settled on a weathered gentleman whose deep-set eyes seemed to hold the history of 1,000 stories. His name was Kumar, and he greeted me with a warm smile that belied the hour he must have spent waiting for passengers. "Where to today, sir?" he asked, his voice layered with a thick and melodic accent that danced on my ears like a familiar tune. "To the Mel, please," I replied, and he nodded knowingly, his eyes twinkling with the promise of adventure. As we navigated the streets of Kathmandu, I felt an unfamiliar thrill surge through me. Kumar's taxi became a chariot through a bustling realm, weaving seamlessly between bicycles, motorbikes, and pedestrians who moved with an almost instinctive grace. Each turn was an exhilarating dance. The horns blared like trumpets calling for attention, while street vendors shouted enticing offers with a flair that made my stomach rumble. "Momos! Get your momos!" echoed in my ears, and I couldn't help but wonder about the culinary delights that awaited me. Arriving in the Mel was like stepping into a painting, vibrant and full of life. The streets were lined with stalls under canopies bursting, with colorful prayer flags fluttering in the slight breeze. The artistic craftsmanship of handcrafted jewelry sparkled invitingly, casting a mesmerizing glow as the afternoon sun kissed the surfaces. I could almost taste the street food in the air, tantalizing scents wafting from various stalls, each promising an explosion of flavor. My senses were overwhelmed, and I found it difficult to decide where to begin. Kumar parked the taxi and opened the door for me, gesturing grandly towards the bustling streets. "Welcome to the Mel," he declared, a satisfied grin spreading across his weathered face. With a firm handshake and a heartfelt wish for my adventure to unfold wonderfully, he departed, leaving me surrounded by a kaleidoscope of vibrant life. Breathing in the aroma of fried dough and spices, my feet seemed to move of their own accord as they carried me deeper into the heart of the market. The narrow streets snaked through colorful stalls, each turn revealing something new: artisan crafts, warm smiles, and inviting laughter. I spotted a small shop selling intricately woven pashmina scarves, their luxurious softness practically calling for me to touch them. The shopkeeper, a middle-aged woman with twinkling eyes, took pride in her collection. "Touch it, feel its warmth," she encouraged, holding up a lovely deep red scarf that caught the light just so. I couldn't resist, and as I ran my fingers over the fabric, I could already envision how it would keep me warm on chilly evenings. "Perfect for the mountains," she added with a knowing look as I smiled back, appreciating her enthusiasm. Transfixed, I wandered from stall to stall, soaking up the vibrant atmosphere. A local musician strummed a guitar a few steps away, his soulful tunes weaving through the bustling market, creating a background melody of joy. The sound resonated deep within me, urging me to pause and let it wash over me. "Hey, come try some momos," a vendor shouted, breaking me from my reverie. He waved a plate piled high with dumplings, each one steaming and glistening under the warm sun. The sight was irresistible. Laughing along with others, I made my way to the stall, and after a few moments chatting with the jovial vendor, all the while the tantalizing aroma enveloping me, I found myself clutching a warm plate and digging into the first bite. As the delectable flavors exploded in my mouth, I could barely contain my delight. "This is incredible," I exclaimed, savoring the mix of spices and aromas that danced across my taste buds. The vendor beamed, thrilled to have won another satisfied customer. "Best momos in Nepal," he declared, his pride evident as he gestured to the bustling passers-by, some stopping to taste the goods he offered as well. I quickly understood why so many locals were drawn to his stall. As I made my way through the mall, engaging in light-hearted exchanges with shopkeepers, each interaction felt like a thread woven into the rich tapestry of my journey. The laughter, the chatter, the shared moments turned strangers into friends, reminding me that travel was not just about discovering places, but about connecting with the souls who inhabit them. But my adventure didn't stop in Kathmandu. It was merely a prologue. With my senses still tingling from the vivacious city, the next chapter awaited in Pokhara, a city known for its tranquil lakes and breathtaking mountain views. After a few days of exploring the winding streets of Kathmandu, savoring every momos-filled moment, I felt a pull towards the serenity that Pokhara promised. I arranged my travel plans with a local agency, eager to embark on yet another exhilarating ride. This time, leaving the chaotic rhythm of Kathmandu behind for the peaceful embrace of nature. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden light across the city, I couldn't help but reflect on how this journey had already begun to change me. Each experience was a thread, carefully woven into the fabric of my travels. And just like the intricate patterns of the handmade scarves I encountered, each moment contributed to the broader picture of my adventure, rich and full of color, waiting to be discovered. The next morning, the journey began anew. I boarded a bus bound for Pokhara, anticipation bubbling like a pot on the verge of boiling. As we pulled away from the busy streets of Kathmandu, I found myself gazing out the window, absorbing the stunning landscapes as the city slowly faded into the background. The bus meandered through lush green hills, valleys cloaked in mist, and quaint villages that seemed to harbor secrets of their own. With each passing mile, I felt the pulse of the land seep into my soul, a gentle reminder of how beautiful it is to be alive and to experience the world in its purest form. The thrill of adventure coursed through me, and I couldn't wait to see what lay ahead. I could feel the pulse of the city as it vibrated through me, a rhythmic heartbeat that echoed the vibrant life around me. After settling into my small, cozy hotel, complete with wooden beams and a warm, welcoming atmosphere, I was eager to dive into the exploration of my new surroundings. As I stepped outside, the air was thick with the scent of spices and street food, a tantalizing invitation to the senses. The narrow alleys twisted and turned like the winding thoughts in my mind, each corner hinting at a new discovery. It was as if the streets had stories woven into their very fabric, only waiting for someone to unearth them. In one such hidden alley, I stumbled upon a quaint cafe that appeared to hum with the laughter and chatter of locals. The place was adorned with colorful banners and cushions that seemed to beckon weary travelers. Here, I found a quiet corner and settled in, ordering a steaming cup of chai that arrived with an aromatic flourish, the steam curling lazily toward the ceiling. It was in this cozy nook that I met Maya, a spirited traveler from Australia whose laughter rang like music amidst the bustling ambience. Her eyes sparkled with enthusiasm, and her stories flowed effortlessly as we struck up a conversation over our cups. She regaled me with accounts of her treks through the majestic Himalayas, tales of high-altitude challenges, moments of breathtaking beauty, and the camaraderie of fellow adventurers on the trail. Each story was a window into her journey, a tapestry woven with threads of exploration and discovery. But beneath her cheerful anecdotes, I could sense a deeper longing, a desire for freedom that resonated with me. It was the kind of yearning that stirs souls, the kind that pushes people to discover who they truly are beyond the constraints of their everyday lives. That evening, energized by our conversation, I felt a renewed spirit within myself, urging me to seek out my own adventures. The following day, I decided to make my way to Swayambhunath, widely known as the Monkey Temple. The path to the top was steep, with uneven stone steps that wound upward like a challenge issued by the mountain itself. With each step I took, my anticipation grew, and the views I encountered along the way were breathtaking. Kathmandu spread out below me, a tapestry of rooftops, green patches, and glimpses of bustling life. As I reached the summit, I was struck by the sight of the golden stupa, standing proudly against the backdrop of an endless sky. Its eyes, painted in a serene gaze, seemed to watch over the city with timeless wisdom. I found a stone step to sit on, and as I absorbed the tranquility that enveloped the place, a sense of calmness washed over me. I closed my eyes for a moment, inhaling deeply the sacred atmosphere that surrounded me. Suddenly, I felt a presence beside me. An elderly monk, draped in simple robes, sat down and greeted me with a warm smile that crinkled the corners of his eyes. Our conversation unfolded organically. He spoke with a kindness that felt like a gentle breeze, sharing slices of wisdom that were as enriching as the surroundings. He described life as a journey, a continuous adventure filled with the lessons of love, heartache, joy, and sorrow. It was heartfelt. I hung on to his every word, feeling something profound stir within me. Later that day, as I roamed the bustling streets, a chance encounter with a group of friendly locals brought an unexpected thrill. They were gathered around a small, open space, their celebration of life pulsating with infectious energy. Music spilled into the air, vibrant and vivacious, accompanied by the rhythmic clapping of hands and the soft thumping of feet on the cobblestones. Caught up in their joy, I was pulled into their collective spirit. Before I knew it, I was dancing alongside them, laughter erupting like fireworks as our feet moved in sync with the beat. The world around me melted away. It was just the music, the laughter, and the shared energy of that moment. We swayed and twirled, my heart racing with exhilaration. This unexpected celebration was a vivid reminder of the magic that exists in everyday moments, waiting to be discovered through connection and joy. As the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, I knew that these experiences were etching themselves into my memory. I felt alive, infused with a sense of wonder and possibility. My soul was ignited by the kindness of strangers, the beauty of their stories, and the sheer joy of simply being present in this mesmerizing tapestry of life. This adventure in Kathmandu was transforming me, shaping my path in ways I had never before imagined. The next morning, fueled by the memories of the vibrant days gone by, I boarded a bus heading to Pokhara, eager for the new experiences that awaited me there. The winding roads hugged the mountainsides, each bend revealing a new breathtaking panorama, landscapes that seemed to dance with light and shadow. As the bus lurched over bumps and stray dogs, I felt anticipation brewing within me for what lay ahead. Upon my arrival in Pokhara, I was greeted by the tranquil beauty of Fua Lake, its surface mirroring the majestic mountains in the distance. I wandered along the lake's edge, captivated by the scene before me, the fishermen in their colorful boats, the paragliders soaring high above, and the laughter of families enjoying the sunshine. It was a place where the serenity of nature melded seamlessly with the joyful hum of life. In Pokhara, I had the opportunity to indulge in outdoor adventures, hiking, boating, and even paragliding, each experience reminding me of the beauty of stepping outside my comfort zone. Each encounter, from the locals to fellow travelers, enriched my journey, and in their stories, I found pieces of wisdom that would linger long after my travels came to an end. Reflecting on my experiences in both Kathmandu and Pokhara, I was amazed at how much had unfolded in such a brief time. The journey transformed my perspective, allowing me to see the world through brighter lenses, full of potential, love, and connection. I understood that adventure isn't solely about the mountains climbed or the distance traveled. It's about the people met along the way, the stories shared, and the personal growth that occurs during those beautiful, sometimes chaotic, moments of life. Each step I took was a note in the melody of my own existence, and I was excited to see where the rest of my journey would lead me next. The sheer joy of that enchanting evening washed over me like a refreshing wave, binding everyone present through shared laughter and rhythmic melodies. The streets of Lucknow, India, had a magic of their own, alive with the sounds of local musicians, the aroma of street food wafting in the air, and laughter that echoed off the ancient walls. However, as night deepened, something unexpected and unsettling unfolded. When I returned to my hotel, a sense of unease crept over me. It was then that I noticed a figure wrapped in shadow, lingering just outside the entrance. My instincts kicked in, a primal urge to stay away from danger surged within me. I quickly ducked into a nearby shop, a quaint little place filled with artisan crafts and vibrant textiles. My heart raced, adrenaline coursing through my veins as I pressed myself against a display of hand-woven baskets, their hues of ochre and indigo contrasting with the dim lights spilling from the shop. I peered cautiously through the narrow opening between the baskets, my breath hitching as I focused on the shadowy figure. They appeared to be waiting for someone or something, a stillness around them that sent shivers down my spine. What were they doing there? Was this merely a coincidence, or had I unwittingly stumbled into a narrative much larger than my own casual wanderings through this vibrant city? The questions danced in my mind, bouncing off each other like excited children at play. As dawn broke the next morning, the weight of the unknown lingered over me like a heavy fog. But adventure beckoned, and I decided to push forward with my plans to travel to Pokhara, a destination I had long dreamed of visiting. The bus ride was a spectacle in itself, an exhilarating journey filled with breathtaking vistas that unfolded outside my window. The lush green hills rolled past, interspersed with flowers of vivid color, while the towering mountains loomed majestically in the distance, creating a breathtaking backdrop that felt almost ethereal. As we approached Pokhara, the atmosphere shifted dramatically, replacing the frenetic energy of Lucknow with a palpable sense of serenity. This city was alive too, but in a more calming way. The air here was rich with the sweet scent of pine and the soft sound of water lapping against the shore of Phua Lake. The lake lay before me like a shimmering mirror reflecting the majestic Annapurna range, and I found solace in the gentle chirping of birds flitting about and the distant laughter of children at play, their joy radiating as they splashed each other with water. Upon my arrival in Pokhara, I was welcomed by the vibrant ambience of my hostel, which buzzed with the energy of fellow travelers from around the globe. It was a melting pot of cultures and stories, and I immediately felt the comfort of camaraderie amidst this diverse group. Among them was Lars, a Norwegian photographer with an eye for detail that captured not only the beauty of the landscapes, but also the very soul of the people he encountered. His camera often seemed to tell stories of its own, each click preserving moments in time that often went unnoticed. "Let's explore together," Lars exclaimed, his blue eyes sparkling with excitement as he leaned over a hand-drawn map spread across the common area table. His enthusiasm was infectious, and I felt a surge of excitement as I anticipated the adventures that lay ahead. "Are you a morning person?" he asked, grinning broadly as he traced a route with his finger. "Because there's nothing quite like seeing the sunrise from Serengeti. The view of the Himalayas is unforgettable." I smiled at the thought, already imagining the golden lights spilling over the peaks, painting the world in hues I had only seen in photographs. As we embarked on our explorations, Pokhara revealed its wonders, each moment filled with discovery and laughter. Hiking through enchanting forests that whispered secrets, we stumbled upon hidden waterfalls and encountered colorful locals selling handcrafted trinkets. One afternoon, while we rested by the lakeshore, a woman selling flowers approached us, her hands filled with vibrant marigolds that seemed to glow against her earth-toned attire. "Flower for happiness?" she offered, her warm smile lighting up her face. "Do they work?" I asked, half jokingly, intrigued by her earnestness. She laughed heartily, the sound melodic and genuine. "Happiness is free, but these flowers help it grow. Take one. Happiness should be shared." I couldn't resist her charm, and soon both Lars and I found ourselves adorned with flowers, the sweet scent mingling with the fresh air, enhancing the magical atmosphere of the lake. It was moments like these that reminded me of the connections we shared across cultures, the universal language of kindness and joy. As our days in Pokhara unfolded, we synchronized our adventures with the rhythm of the place. Early mornings spent climbing hills, afternoons sailing on the tranquil waters of the lake, and evenings filled with lively conversations in the hostel over delicious local cuisine. We met fellow explorers who shared thrilling tales of their own journeys, each story a thread woven into the fabric of experience we were creating together. The magic of travel was palpable, stitching hearts together with laughter and wonder. One evening, we gathered around a crackling bonfire beneath a canvas of stars, the air thick with camaraderie. The distant hum of music faintly echoed while the flickering firelight cast playful shadows on the ground. It was then that Lars picked up his guitar, strumming a gentle tune that resonated with the soulful spirit of the night, while other travelers joined in, sharing songs from their homelands. In that moment, surrounded by laughter and music, I realized that the adventure wasn't just about the breathtaking sights or the exhilarating activities. No, it was the bond we formed, the stories we exchanged, and the memories we created that truly enriched my journey. As I prepared to leave Pokhara, I felt a sense of bittersweet nostalgia. The radiant flowers, the serene lake, and the friendships I'd both nurtured and cherished were forever etched in my memory. I gazed back at the Annapurna Mountains one last time, hoping to remember the laughter, the spontaneous escapades, the shared meals, and the undeniable feeling of being alive in a place that felt like home, however fleeting it may have been. I carried a piece of Pokhara with me as I set my sights on my next destination, ready to embrace the unfolding adventures ahead. The beauty of this journey was not just in the destinations, but in every moment, stitch, and story that came together to form the tapestry of my travels that we quickly formed a bond, united by our shared penchant for exploration and adventure. He proposed an exhilarating hike up to the famed Serengeti viewpoint to catch the sunrise. The early morning trek was nothing short of grueling, yet every muscle strained and every breath heavy with labor became worthwhile as we reached our destination. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the sky burst forth with a dazzling display of oranges, pinks, and purples, casting a magical glow over the sprawling landscape below. In that moment, a profound sense of peace washed over me, reminding me of the very essence of why I traveled, the pursuit of those breathtaking moments that make all the trials and tribulations worthwhile. Later that day, while meandering through the vibrant lakeside market in Pokhara, I stumbled upon a charming little shop filled with an eclectic array of goods. It was a treasure trove for the senses, the air rich with the scent of spices, incense wafting lazily, and soft local melodies providing a soothing soundtrack to the bustling market atmosphere. My eye caught a glimpse of something particularly intriguing. There, tucked away within the pages of a time-worn book, was a weathered map. Its delicate lines and intricate details hinted at destinations off the commonly trodden path. A thrill surged through me as I laid my fingers on the parchment, the promise of adventure propelling me forward. With that map etched firmly in my thoughts, I spent the next few days diving deeper into the local culture. Workshops with talented artisans who were eager to share their craft, from weaving vibrant textiles to crafting intricate wood carvings, added depth to my understanding of the region. Serene encounters with gentle monks in nearby monasteries brought tranquility to my days. Yet the allure of the map lingered restlessly in the back of my mind, like an unfulfilled promise urging me onward. A few days later, emboldened and curious, I gathered a small group of my newfound friends to embark on an adventure to uncover the destination hinted at by the map. With the faded paper securely in hand and a sense of camaraderie in our hearts, we set off into the unknown, excited by the prospect of discovery. The path we followed was lined with dense forests, alive with the sounds of chirping birds and rustling leaves. Small villages came into view, each one brimming with life, where we exchanged smiles and greetings with the locals, embracing the palpable spirit of community around us. However, as with many journeys, this one turned into a test of our resolve. Picking our way along the narrow trails, dark clouds gathered ominously overhead. Before we could fully process our situation, the rain began to pour down in torrents, transforming the earth beneath our feet into a slick, muddy challenge. But we pressed on through the downpour, soaked to the skin yet driven by determination and the thrill of the adventure. Just when doubt began to creep into my mind, our perseverance was rewarded. We stumbled upon a stunningly secluded temple hidden amidst the backdrop of a roaring waterfall. The structure was worn yet regal, standing with an air of quiet dignity even as nature raged around it. Its walls were adorned with elaborate carvings that hinted at stories from a bygone era, inviting us to pause and soak in its history. The cool mist from the waterfall mingled with the warm air, creating an enchanting atmosphere that enveloped us as we approached. Moments passed in awed silence as we marveled at the serene beauty of the place. I could hardly contain my excitement, eager to explore every nook and cranny. As we wandered within, the sound of trickling water harmonized with the rustle of leaves, creating an orchestra of nature that filled the air. Each corner revealed intricate alcoves and vibrant murals that seemed to narrate tales of spiritual journeys and silent prayers. We were met by a gentle monk who welcomed us with a warm smile. His eyes twinkled with kindness as he shared the temple's rich history and offered us a brief moment of meditation. Sitting there, surrounded by ancient stones and the whisper of the waterfall, I felt an indescribable connection to the world around me. In that serene space, the weight of everyday life lifted, and we exchanged stories, laughter, and dreams that transcended the barriers of language and culture. As the day waned and the sun dipped lower in the sky, we made our way back to the trail, hearts full of gratitude. With every step, it became clear to me that the most incredible aspects of travel often reside in the unexpected experiences we create along the way. Each moment spent in exploration, whether through vibrant markets or tranquil temples, painted a vivid tapestry of memories that would forever stay with me. The world felt infinite, filled with hidden gems waiting just beyond the horizon. As I prepared to leave Pokhara behind, I carried with me not just souvenirs or photographs, but a profound sense of connection to the land, its people, and their stories. This journey, marked by laughter, perseverance, and serendipitous encounters, served as a gentle nudge, reminding me yet again about the essence of exploration and the beautiful unpredictability of life itself. The map may have guided me to that hidden temple, but it was the entire journey that left an indelible mark on my heart, urging me to seek out the extraordinary in every corner of the world as the cool morning air enveloped us. We stood in awe, taking in the breathtaking landscape that unfolded around us. The mountains rose majestically, their peaks crowned with the shimmering remnants of the night's frost, and below, lush valleys stretched wide, dotted with vibrant patches of wildflowers dancing gently in the breeze. It was a scene that seemed drawn from the pages of a storybook, yet it pulsed with life, inviting us to become part of the narrative unfolding before our eyes. The sun began its ascent, casting a golden glow over the terrain, and as we wandered deeper into this untouched realm, I felt my heart leap with exhilaration. Each step we took felt like a communion with nature, a dance with the elements that whispered of ancient tales and legends. "Can you believe we are actually here?" my friend Jake exclaimed, his voice laced with disbelief and excitement as he paused to snap a picture of the panoramic view. "I know. It feels surreal," I replied, unable to hide my grin. The joy of discovery was palpable, a unifying force binding us as we shared this experience, filled with affection and camaraderie. As we continued along the winding paths that twisted through the valleys, we encountered friendly locals, their smiles wide and welcoming. Each encounter felt personal, an invitation to glimpse a life woven intricately with the rhythms of the earth. We sat with a group of villagers, their hands deftly working the colorful threads of traditional crafts. Their laughter echoed, mingling with the rustle of leaves above and the distant murmur of a flowing river. There was a beauty in their simplicity, a wisdom that struck me. "You see, life is a tapestry," one elder shared, his voice warm and calming, woven with threads of joy and sorrow, adventure and stillness. "Embrace every color, for they all hold meaning." I felt as though he was speaking directly to my soul, illuminating a truth I hadn't fully grasped until that moment. As we made our way back to Pokhara, the laughter spilled from our lips freely. Each joke shared, and each story told added depth to our bonds. The journey was not merely about reaching a destination. It was about the laughter and reflections that turned what could have been mundane travel into a series of unforgettable moments. I could almost feel the world falling away with each step, the weight of daily life lifting as we embraced the spontaneity of the journey. By the time we finally returned to the city, the sky was blushing with reds, oranges, and yellows, an artist's palette brought to life as the sun kissed the horizon. Standing by the shores of Phua Lake, I took a moment to appreciate the stillness, the water reflecting the fiery heaven above, creating a mirror that was both serene and vibrant. It was in this moment of reflection that I realized how profoundly this adventure had affected not just my itinerary, but my very being. I had initially embarked on this journey in search of thrill and discovery, seeking the unfamiliar and hoping for tales to tell. What I found was far more meaningful. Through challenges and beautiful encounters, I had unearthed layers of friendship and connection that I hadn't known I was seeking. The trials we faced together had forged unbreakable bonds. The laughter we shared had filled my spirit with warmth. As I stood one last time by the shimmering lake, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was merely a stepping stone on a much grander path. With a deep breath, I inhaled the crisp air, filled with hints of pine and the remnants of spices from the local cuisine. My eyes drifted to the horizon, alive with possibilities, and I realized this was not merely a trip that had come to a close. It was an invitation to continue exploring, to embrace the unknown that lay ahead with an open heart and an insatiable curiosity. As we prepared to leave Nepal, I found myself feeling a mixture of melancholy and exhilaration. The journey had taught me invaluable lessons, not just about the places we visited, but about the depth of human connection and the beauty found in embracing life's unpredictability. I exchanged heartfelt goodbyes, promises to stay in touch, and the hope of reuniting someday. Each parting was laden with the weight of shared experiences, laughter, and understanding, a poignant reminder that even in farewells, there is the promise of new beginnings. With one last glance at Phua Lake, shimmering with the fading daylight, I felt a swell of gratitude. This adventure, with all its stories and challenges, would remain etched in my heart and memories forever. The horizon beckoned, and as I stepped forward into the future, I carried with me not just memories, but a renewed sense of self, a commitment to remain open to life's mysteries, to continue seeking out adventures, and to foster connections that enrich the human experience. This wasn't just an end. It was a beginning, ripe with potential, waiting for me to carve my path through the untamed wilderness of life. Thanks for joining the adventure. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing travels. What was your favorite part? Let me know in the comments. Where are we heading next? Stay tuned, and see you in the next adventure.